Dr. Sabrina, you have been talking about the power of being fully present so much lately. And today I just want to dig into that because a lot of the challenges that I'm currently hearing our business owners struggle with really comes down to not being fully present and grounded within themselves. And this mindset of being fully present really is a game changer that improves team performance, the results that your team is getting, the results that you're getting as a business owner. And it helps focus, and it really creates an opportunity for you to innovate as a business owner. So why don't you just dig in here and talk about the power of being fully present?
Yeah, Melissa, I was on a bike ride with my daughter on Monday because it was fall break at school, and I'm so grateful that I've set my business up where I can be off when she is off. And as we were pedaling, I just remember, multiple times being behind her because she was in front and just looking at her and thinking, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful for this moment to just be able to enjoy these simple things. And what I really am just becoming more and more aware of as I have done a lot of work on myself in the last year and a half to overcome the trauma and grief in losing Ned. I've done a lot of mindfulness, meditation, a lot of yoga, prayer, gratitude, journaling, gratitude thinking, intentionally redirecting my thoughts when I think about all that I've lost to focusing on what am I grateful for. And it has, you have commented, but multiple people on our team have commented specifically about how I'm showing up and how I bring this calming presence. And I'm so aware that when we are not fully emotionally present with ourselves and with others, we start making decisions and we react based out of fear. So we always have a choice. Are we going to make decisions out of love, or are we making decisions out of fear? When we're not present, we go very quickly into scarcity mindset. And we start looking in our businesses and we see all the things that are wrong. And instead of looking at what are the wins? What's going right? And this is why in our Better Business, Better Life program, we are constantly asking business owners to share their wins and successes with us. And like we have a milestone celebration that we're doing this afternoon, Melissa. And that's a year of reflecting on what are the big wins. And every time we do these milestone celebrations, our clients are saying, I didn't realize how far I'd come. And that's just it, is in the day-to-day, we get so caught up in what's wrong, what's hard, what's not working. And we're missing that our small steps forward, taken in a consistent direction, lead to big change over time. And so what I was so aware of when I went into fall break and I just got to take Monday and Tuesday off, is how tired I was. I was so tired. And, it's not from the business. The business isn't wearing me out. It's from just being a solo parent, doing all the things with the kids and all the transportation. And we got to sleep in and for 2 days beyond the weekend. And I feel so refreshed after that. And that's what we as business owners have to pay attention to, is when we're go, go, go all the time, we are burning out. And when we are burning out, we are not emotionally present with the people around us. We're not emotionally present with ourselves. And the best things that we can be doing is really tuning into, what do I need right now? What do I really need? What does my body need to relax? And we're not used to thinking in that way. And the answer may not be immediately apparent, but that's an inquiry question. Like if you hold that question, what do I need? And to start being your biggest advocate, your own biggest advocate for what you need.
Okay, so let's dissect this a bit. It sounds great. And let's face it, business owners are in a state of overwhelm for work and life.
Yeah.
I met with one of our clients today for our quarterly action plan review. And she said, we have completed our magic wand goal. Working less, not working on weekends. Hours shaved off of every week. Working target number of hours, meeting the owner's pay goals, knowing in a couple of years personally debt-free and the business debt-free. And immediately she skipped to the next thing she had to do. And I was like, whoa, stop. We just need to sit in this moment. We need to celebrate this moment. And it took 2 or 3 times of saying that and coming back to the wins.
Yeah.
To really sit there.
Yeah.
And acknowledge it. And I feel like we're always going to that next thing. And what you're sharing is phenomenal. What I'm hearing is daily practice of being fully present. So how does someone get to that daily practice of being fully present with yourself so that you can be present with others?
Well, it's a lot of intentionality, but what I've become aware of is since Ned's passed, nothing on my vision board is going to come to fruition because he was a part of that. And there were big, lofty dreams on there. I am making new dreams. I'm incorporating some of our shared dreams and carrying his legacy forward. But that feeling of chasing the what's next, I'm just going to sit in the moment and appreciate that I've got a daughter in college. I'm putting a horse through college, which was not on my vision board. We're healthy. The business, Tap the Potential, is doing wonderful things in business owners' lives. And I'm chasing peace. So I'm not chasing another goal. I'm chasing peace. And I'm paying attention to what brings me peace in the moments. Not every day, not every month. I'm not putting some goal, like some quarterly goal, like I'm going to do this thing next quarter. It is going to bring me peace. Peace is an experience from moment to moment. And what do I need to do to feel peace? What do I need to feel at peace?
You shared a similar story last year on the podcast, and I experienced something that frankly made me angry a couple of weeks ago. My husband and I went out to dinner, and the table behind me was this beautiful family, and I'm making the assumption father, mother, and a little girl. And all 3 of them, the entire time we were there, almost an hour, the entire time, were on separate devices.
Oh, gosh.
And it made me angry for 2 reasons. One is because we don't get time back.
No.
And 2, how am I doing this in my life? It may not be at the dinner table, but it's in other areas where I'm not fully present. And that's something that, like you said, comes from sheer intention and purpose. And also if you have a spouse at home or a child at home who isn't buying into this, being fully present, it's modeling it for them and letting them see the change in you. And I think that's very profound.
I'm going to share something that I did last night at dinner, and I don't know that this was the right thing to do at dinner. So I'm not advocating this necessarily, but it really stood out to me. My My daughter is a slow eater, especially when she has something on her plate that she doesn't like. And we had been sitting at the dinner table a long time. And we sit until everyone is done. But when someone's eating really slow, it was starting to feel like punishment to me. So I took out my phone. I got up, I put my dishes away to signal I'm done eating. And then I sat back down at the table with my phone. And the reaction that I got from my daughter was, "What are you doing, Mom? We're talking." And I said, "No, you're eating. I'm on my phone." So it so I don't advocate that necessarily as a parenting technique, but what stands out to me about that is that she's so used to us not being on our phone at the dinner table and that's a time for connection that it really jarred her when I whipped out my phone and broke the connection with her. And I think that's a good place. That's where we want our kids to be. We want our kids to be saying, "What are you doing? Why are you on your phone? You're supposed to be connecting with me." That's what we want our kids to do versus them being on their phone and seeing that as normal.
Yeah, creating the opportunity and explaining to our children the benefits of being off the screen. So here's what the screen is doing to your mind and your body and your heart.
Yeah.
And then recognizing, well, when you're not on your phone, when you're active, when you're engaged, connected, doing things that are healthy, how do you feel now? That is so important to call out. And it's important to call it out with ourselves. So let's talk about how being fully present supports your team. And I want to share something here that is one reason why I absolutely love working with you and Tap the Potential. And it's because we have regular one-to-one meetings. And these aren't meetings where there's an agenda. It's the whole premise of the meeting is, how might I support you? You and I have a call tomorrow, and I've been looking forward to it all week. Like, I get my time with Dr. Sabrina, and it's not about performance. It's not about anything other than just what we need to share together.
Mm-hmm.
The point of it, the reason why it's so meaningful to me is because I get time with you where you're fully present with me. And that's one of the greatest gifts you can give me. So can you talk a little bit about that and how that actually supports getting results from your team members?
Absolutely. I mean, we're not robots, right? And if I just expected the Tap the Potential team members to show up and deliver without any connection, the everything that all the feedback that we get from our clients is our heart is with them. They know we are with them and we're supporting them and cheering them on. And they know that because my team shows up that way. And my team shows up that way because that's how I show up with my team.
Mm.
And it's just the listening and being curious about, hey, Melissa, who are you as a person and what's going on in your world? How are you doing? When we did our quarterly leadership meeting, it was clear that you were in a place where you needed some additional support. And I just asked, what do you need? And I loved what you shared because it gave me clarity. I think it gave our entire leadership team clarity on how we can support you in your being so that you can be fully present at work, but not just at work, in your whole life. And when something is going on that keeps us, that just causes us trouble or to not feel our best, we're not showing up at our best.
Mm-hmm.
And I want our clients to experience the best of all of us. And so the one-to-ones where there's no agenda, it's just what's going on in Melissa's world. What does Melissa need support with? That is an opportunity to really deeply connect. We're putting all business results aside. It's not a typical one-to-one. And that experience it allows us to know our team members as human beings, not human doings.
Yeah, I love this. Actually, my Q1 goal is going to be fully present. And I know that there's so much magic in that. And part of it is I've been creating and innovating and implementing for so many years around my role. And the other part of it is my people type, like my number one people map type is people. And the power of connectivity is so important to me. So I know that just by showing up and being just fully present and observing and experiencing, it's most likely going to create greater results than goals that I've set in the past.
Yes. Yes. And that's just it. And it ties back to what you were saying earlier in this episode, Melissa, about not chasing goals. There's a time and place for goals, and then there's a time and place to enjoy and savor what has been accomplished. And we need that place of rest after we have accomplished some big goals. We need that space. And a place of rest is not 2 days. It's not a week of let's just be. It may be a whole quarter. It may be longer than a whole quarter, because as we just be, we will have more clarity around what is next and what is most needed. So often we business owners are in our heads thinking, what's needed. And we're totally missing everything. We might as well have our phones in front of us, because we're missing what's going on. We're missing connection.
Exactly. Today when I got out of that call with our client and sharing all of their successes, I felt like, and I feel this a lot, I wish I could just stop the day. I wish there was no other meetings planned, where I could just sit in that moment and celebrate it and reflect. And that's not always realistic, right? It may not be something that we can do. We can, however, create enough time and boundaries in our schedule to have reflection time, where all we do is celebrate and reflect on what's working and practice that gratitude that's so important.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to share with our listeners that one of the handiest little tools that I have is on my back of my phone, I have our Work Supports Life, not the other way around sticker. And it's a reminder, it's a constant reminder to me when I pick up my phone and I see that, oh, put the phone down. Just be present in the moment. And so I want to just offer to our listeners, if you would like some stickers, DM me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever. Send me your mailing address and I will mail you some stickers. I would love for you to have that support in just being fully emotionally present with yourself and with others.
That's such a great offer. And I do want to share the power of being fully present. It's going to come when you are effectively managing your time. So if you're working 60, 70, 80 plus hour work weeks, it is going to be almost impossible for you to get there. So we have a resource to support you. And it's really about identifying the $10,000 an hour activities that you need to be focused on as the business owner. And it's totally a total free resource for you. So just go to tapthepotential.com/10K and grab that resource and really look at what's working, what's not working, and what you can let go of in your schedule so that you can add time to be fully present with yourself and others.
Yes. And just taking a moment to breathe deeply, 3 deep breaths where your belly moves in and out, clears your head. And when you get that chart of $10,000 an hour activities and you think, how do I find time for this? Like, where does this fit in? I want to encourage you that when you look at how much time you spend on your phone, Then you look at your screen time summary, your usage summary for each week, and you see those hours. When you get really good at not picking up your phone, you will have lots more space to just take those 3 deep breaths and be present in the moment. And when you look at that chart of $10,000 an hour activities, after you've taken those deep breaths, it will be really clear to you that you do have the opportunity to accomplish those activities. And you'll also have a lot more clarity on what you can say no to. So just that mental space from just a few deep breaths will help you get moving forward in this direction.
I love this. Dr. Sabrina, leave us with one gold nugget about the power of being fully present and the benefit of it.
No regrets. That's my nugget. I've regret proofed my life by being emotionally present. And the only regret I have when I get to the end of my days is years spent where I wasn't emotionally present. But in recent years, I've been emotionally present, and I'm so proud of that. So regret proof your life. Be emotionally present.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Sabrina.